Good day, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Today's discussion focuses on effective problem solving strategies, a crucial skill applicable to various aspects of life. We'll be exploring different approaches, but before we move to our discussion, we'll proceed first to our objectives for today. First in the list, organize one's method and approaches for probing and solving problems. Second is learn effective problem solving strategies, improve problem solving skills, and lastly, solve problems involving patterns and recreational problems involving Polya's four-step. Particularly influential framework is George Polya's four-step method, as outlined here. George Polya, one of the foremost recent mathematicians to make a study of problem solving. Polya, a renowned mathematician, advocated for a systematic approach involving understanding the problem, devising a plan, carrying out the plan, and finally reviewing the solution. He was born in Hungary and moved to the United States in 1940. Polya's problem-solving strategies. The basic problem-solving strategy that Polya advocated consisted of the following four steps, which are understand the problem, devise a plan, carry out the plan, and last, review the solution. This structured approach provides a solid foundation, but it's important to remember that problem solving is often iterative and requires flexibility. Let's discuss this further. For the first one, understanding the problem. What is being asked? Clearly identify the question or problem you need to solve. For the second one, what is the given information? You should identify all the facts, data, and constraints provided. For the third one, can I say the problem in my own words? By rephrasing the problem in your own words, help to ensure you understand it completely and can identify any ambiguity. For the second one, devise a plan. Make a list. Organize your thoughts and the given information into a structured list. Draw a diagram. Visual representation can help clarify relationship and patterns within the problem. Make table or chart. Tables and charts are useful for organizing data and identifying trends. Try to solve a similar but simpler problem. Sometimes solving a simplified version of the problem can provide insight into the solution to the original problem. Look for a pattern. Identifying patterns can lead to a more efficient solution. And then guess and check. This iterative approach involves making educated guesses and checking if they satisfy the problem's condition. And lastly, perform like an experiment. If applicable, design a small-scale experiment to test your hypothesis. Let's proceed to the third one. Carry out the plan. Implement the strategy or strategies. Execute the plan you devise using the chosen methods and strategies. Work carefully. Pay close attention to detail to avoid errors. That should we always remember. And then give yourself time. Don't rush. Allow enough time to thoroughly work through the solution. Get ideas from others. If possible, discuss the problem with others to gain different perspective. And also, keep an accurate and neat record of all your attempts. Document your work meticulously to track your progress and identify any mistakes. And lastly, review the solution. Ensure that the solution is consistent with the facts of the problem. Verify that your solution aligns with the given information and constraint. Also, interpret result. Analyze your solution and draw conclusion. Second, is your answer reasonable? Does your answer make sense in the context of the problem? Can you solve other related or similar problems? Reflect on your solution process to improve your problem-solving skills for the future challenges.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening to you guys. Hi, my name is Angeline Bustanera, and for today's lesson, I will be discussing about making a list. So, for you guys to understand this topic, let's proceed to the next slide. Class, please take note that by the use of making lists, it helps you stay organized at all times because it gives you basis or guide from your computation by writing or listing. It's up to you what kind of strategy you want, but this strategy is effective in solving math problems with long computations or long problem solving solutions. On our first example, here is the question. How many two digits contains 4? Step 1, you must take down notes about all the two digits that you know, starting from 14 until it reaches to 94. So after you gather all the two digits, we're going to count all numbers that contains 4. So let's count, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So the answer is 18 because all numbers are contains 4 and the summary of it is 18. On our next example, here's the question. How to compute a grade? So the first thing I did is I list all the 8 subjects to gather its grade. And the next step that I did is I add all the grades. So I got the answer of 707. And on the third step is we're going to look at the right side. So as you can see, it has 707 divided by 8 equals to 88.375. That is I highlighted in color red. So that is the answer. This is our last example, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a list of all sides in triangle. And we have here the AB, AC, and BC. So that is considered as the three sides of triangle.
Good day. My name is Desiree Reyes and I am assigned in drawing a diagram of Polya's problem-solving strategies. So, let me allow you to read the problem. Park Elementary School has a 320 students. 85 students are in the band. 200 students are on the sports team. And 60 students participate in both activities. So the problem is how many students are not involved in either band or sports. Applying the four steps of Polya's problem-solving strategies, the first one is understand the problem. In this step, we need to state the problem into our own words, or much better if we translate it into Tagalog for you to easily understand the problem. So, just like this, the Park Elementary School has a total of 300 students. 85 of them participated in a band. 200 students are on the sports team, and 60 students participate in both teams. So, we need to figure out how many students who are not involved in both activities. The second step is we need to a diverse plan. From the word plan, we need to create a appropriate strategy that you think to solve this kind of problem. So just like this, if we represent the number of students in band by B, then B is equal to band, S for sports, and B plus for both students who participated. And the third step is carry out the plan. To begin, just apply the plan that you created. So in here, we have B is equal to 85, which is B represent the band, the number of band. B plus is represent for both who participated in both activities. So B is 85 and B plus is 60. So 85 minus 60 is 25. So let's proceed to sports naman. 200 minus 60 is equal to 140. So dito, kailangan lang natin i-add yung kinalabasan ng dalawa sa 60, which is the 25 and 140. 140 plus 25 plus 60 is equal to 225. For you to get the final answer, we just need to subtraction. The total of the students is 320. We just need to subtract it to 225. 320 minus 225 is equal to 95. So, the last step of Polya's problem solving strategy is to review the solution. So here the final answer that I get. So the students who are not participated in both activities are 95 students. So, if nalilito pa kayo, meron ako ditong Venn diagram for you to easily understand the problem. So we have here the band, sports, and both. So the band, we have 85. We just need to subtract it to 60. So 85 minus 60 is 25. So sa sports naman, we have 200. 200 minus 60 is equal to 140. So, kailangan lang natin i-add yung mga kinalabasan ng sinolve natin, which is the 140, 25, ipa-plus lang natin siya sa 60. 140 plus 25 plus 60 is equal to 225. So the total of the students is 320. We just need to subtract it to 225. So 320 minus 225 is equal to 95. So that's it. That's how we use the Polya's problem solving strategies in drawing a diagram.
So hello everyone. Let's try making a table. So the problem given is Iliha have a class at exactly 6 p.m. for his exam. He wanted to maximize his 12 to 5 p.m. reviewing, covering all the 6 topics, sparing 1 hour for each. The first to fourth topic has 60 slides, which he concluded to study each topic in 1 hour. And the fifth and sixth topic have 20 slides, which he concluded to spare both 20 minutes. But he still needs to prepare for the class. How many left he can spare for the preparation? So let's take a look at the table here, and let's solve this at the next slide. Okay, so first, we should not forget the steps Polya given in Miss Polya's problem-solving strategies. First, we have to understand the problem. Read the problem, what informations are given, and what is being asked should be noted to form or devise a plan. So in the problem, it was stated that Iliha will have to review from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., covering each topic, sparing 1 hour for each. So from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., he spares 1 hour for the first to fourth topic. So given in the fifth topic, he will spare 20 minutes as well as for the sixth topic. So given in the fifth topic, he will cover the 5 p.m. to 5:20 p.m. After 5:20 p.m. to 5:40 p.m., he will then cover the sixth topic to review. So then, the answer is at 5:40 p.m. he will have the time. He can spare this time for his preparation for the class. So for the next problem, Bella's pet produces 2 puppies every pregnancy. However, Bella wanted 2 times breed from the same stodder. How many times the stodder will meet Bella's pet every in-heat period? And how many puppies it will produce in 2 times of mating? So, understanding the problem, we have here a table, a diagram showing, and we have here the number of meeting, number of producing of the pets, and number of breeder. So let's go to the next slide to solve this problem. So given in the problem, Bella said she wanted 2 times breed from the same stodder. And the question is how many times the stodder will meet Bella's pet every in-heat period. So given the clue, if Bella wanted 2 times breed from the same stodder, then the stodder and Bella's pet will meet and mate 2 times. Now for the number of bred pups, since they will meet 2 times and Bella's pet produces. So now for the number of bred pups, since it was given that Bella's pet produces 2 puppies every pregnancy, and Bella wanted 2 times breed from the same stodder, Bella's pet and the stodder will produce 4 puppies, summing up the 2 pregnancy of Bella's pet. For our third problem in making a table, it says that every year, Francesca has been participating in Lavender's Flower Pot Easter Sunday special, and she have noticed that Lavender has been putting mostly of the eggs in the third row pots. Noticing that most of her opponents are going through fifth row, how many of eggs she will collect starting in the first row, summing up the ones in the third row. Let's go to the next slide to solve this problem. So, given the problem, we have until fifth row. So, we have the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth row here, having all 5 pots for each row. So, stating that Francesca have noticed that Lavender has been putting mostly of the eggs in the third row pots, we have to sum up the first row, second, and third row. So how many Francesca will get actually summing all up this row? Let's check it out in the next slide. So, summing up in the first row, we have three eggs in each pot, and we have 3 in the second row and 4 in the third row. So summing all this up, Francesca will have 10 eggs, summing up all the first and second, third row pots.
So next, let's tackle about trying to solve a similar but simple problem. So may tanong tayo dito, how many squares are in the picture? So ilan nga ba? What we can do is to change the problem into ones that easier to solve. So yan. Hanapin natin yung sa squares with sides 1 unit, squares with sides 2 units, ito. Squares with sides 3 units, ito. Squares with sides 4 units. Yan. So, magtataka kayo kasi, bakit naman nakasama yung sides of unit na ang tinatanong nga squares? So, bakit nga ba? For you to know, ito yun. Aalamin natin kung ilang squares ba ang meron sila. So, sa squares with sides 1 unit, bilangin natin kung ilan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So, overall, number of 1 units, number of 1 unit squares are 16. So, yan na. The next, squares with sides 2 units. So, ilan nga ba? I have 2 samples here. I just put the lines here. Ginlagyan ko na lang ng mga guhit para mabilang kung ilan. And then, ng mga may naka-indicate na number kung ilan. So, let's see kung tama nga ba. Simula tayo dito. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, yan. Tingnan natin kung pareho din dito sa isa. 1, blue. 2, itong brown. And then, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, number of 2 unit squares are 9. Tama ba? Oh yes, tama. And then, dito naman tayo sa squares with sides 3 units. Bilangin natin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, number of 3 unit squares are 4. So, last, squares with side 4 units. So, same lang sila. Right? Tignan mo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then ito. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, kaya magiging 1. So, the number of 4 unit squares is 1. So, to summarize it all up, let's go back to solve the original problem by using the simple problem. So, ang tanong, balikan natin yung tanong. How many squares are in the picture? So, ito na yan. Para malaman natin kung ilan nga ba. Number of 1 unit squares are 16. Number of 2 unit squares are 9. Number of 3 unit squares are 4. Number of 4 unit squares is 1. So, i-add lang natin tong 4 yung mga equivalent na squares kung ilan ba. 16 plus 9 plus 4 plus 1 is equal to 30. So yes, 30 squares ang meron dito. So, therefore, the numbers of squares in the picture are 30. So, yan. Grabe no, konti lang to ano. Pero 30 pala yung yung squares na meron sa picture na to. So, that's all for solving a similar but simple problem.
Next topic is looking for a pattern. Another strategy to solve a problem. If N1J is required to attend intramurals, even they are athlete or not, it is a must for their attend. There are 45 in their class. The first day of intramurals had 5 students. And the second day had 9 students. The third day had 14 students. And the fourth day had 20 students attendance. If this pattern continues, how many students will attend for the 7 days? Day 1, 5 students. Day 2, 9 students. Day 3, they have 14 students. Day 4, they have 20 students. Day 5, they have 27 students. Day 6, they have 35 students. And 7 days, there were 44 students will attend for the 7 days. When the next number is the sequence, negative 5, 6, 17, 28, 39, 50, 61, 72.
Guess and check. Guesses should be educated guesses. They should make sense. The problem. I am a 2-digit number. I have a 5 in the ones place. I am greater than 47 but less than 64. What number I am? You will see the number of trial and error. 45 is less than 47. And 65 is greater than 64. And 55 is greater than 47 and less than 64. So, 55. Mike has pigs and chicken in his poultry and piggery. If these two animals have a total of 120 head and 290 legs, how many pigs and chicken he have? You will see the number of heads in the left side. Chickens 95 heads, pigs 25 heads, and the right chicken 95 times 2 is equal to 90 legs, 190 legs, and the pigs is 25 times 4 because pigs have 4 legs. 25 times 4 is equal to 100. Therefore, Mike has 95 chicken in his poultry and 25 pigs in his piggery.
Good day, everyone. This is the topic that I will discuss to you today. Indirect reasoning. If aids in evaluating situations, selecting problem-solving tactics, drawing logical conclusions, developing, describing, and implementing solutions. So this sentence means that the importance of reasoning in decision making. It helps assess situations, choose effective solutions, make logical decisions, and implement plans effectively. So next, counter example. It is an example that it creates a universal for all assertion. A statement is true if and only if it holds true in all circumstances. If you can find a circumstance in which a statement is not true, it is known as a counter example. Then the assertion is false. So the sentence means that if your statement is true, it becomes true then. Tapos kapag yung statement mo naman is not true, it is known as counter example. If yung statement mo is false, nagiging false na din to. It based on the reasoning.
So next,
This is the example of counter example. Every number that is multiplied to 10 is divided by 4. 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200. Number 1, 100 divided by 4 is equal to 25. Number 2, 120 divided by 4 is equal to 30. Number 3, 110 divided by 4 is equal to 27.5. With this example, we have shown that not all multiples of 10 are divided by 4. So we call 110 as a counter example. This problem means that it is automatically false because not all multiples of 10 are divided by 4. So, false na yung statement. Tinatawag tong counter example. That's all. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned a lot from our lesson.